Hey, it is August 6th, 2024, day 106. Day 106, August 6th. Okay, so today, wow, today was mind-blowing, and I find it really interesting that the last 2 days were so blah, and then to have it flip over to such a mind-blowing day today. So, it started out very similar to the last couple of days. It was slow, focused, just doing what I do on a roll, everything smooth. The only kid who was home is my oldest, so she was kind of doing her thing. And I had, I'm trying to figure out how much of this is shareable and how much needs to be sort of kept at a minimum. So the night before, last night was, I all of a sudden got these sharp pains in my guts, like extremely painful, and was on the toilet trying to deal with that, and nothing was like it was not working, and on and on and on. Anyway, it was really rough, and it lasted for quite a bit, and I ended up doing some breath work to move through it and all of these things. That may seem totally irrelevant for a second, but it isn't. So anyways, next day, I'm just sort of doing my thing. I've been on and off still feeling crappy. But everything else just sort of seeming regular. And then I was, in the morning though, I got really, really deeply connected. I went, did my morning grounding, earthing session outside. And I did like a really, really, really deep session of it. So not just, put my feet in the grass for a couple of minutes and take some breaths. It was very, very deep. I took the time to connect in with all my chakras to get nice and clear my energy, like all the things. And I suddenly started getting a ton of, you could call them downloads or whatever, messages, channeling a lot kind of thing. And most of it I won't touch on because it doesn't just involve, well, none of it just involves me, but some of it is just not to do with this. And then one of the things that came through was that as I was having conversations with other people about these messages that were coming through, I found out that multiple people from one of my programs had the same physical symptoms the night before and into the morning. And I got the intuitive nudge. I don't like the word downloads, but that's sort of the easiest one to portray what was happening. So I got the download that it was related to an actual energetic attack. And when I got that nudge, I was talking to a couple of these ladies, and one of them had an inkling of who it was that had sent the attack. And I got instant clarity. It just hit me like a ton of bricks. It's someone that has been lingering for several months. Energy that is not going away. I have been getting repeated messages for months that I have someone with ill intent towards me and things like this that I had a hard time taking seriously because I just didn't have anything tangible, anything to prove it and nothing to really go off of. So I didn't know what to do about it, right? And I had actually received a couple of hints a couple of times that it was in fact this person, and I had blown it off. I had been like, nope, I don't believe it. I don't really want to believe that of anybody. And so I just wasn't taking it seriously. Or seriously enough anyways. I didn't look at it as something that I had much control over or anything like that. So anyways, I had gotten super connected. Now, as soon as this name came through, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I knew instantly that it was true. I could just feel it viscerally in my body, and my body took over. My spirit guides took over. I opened up and just let them channel straight through me. I was channeling breath. I was channeling movement. I was channeling words in another language, like complete and utter. It was really a shock to my system. Like, I just did not expect it. I didn't know that I had that ability to do it, whatever. I was able to block the attack, which thankfully I had put protections around this particular container and around the ladies in it already. But I was able to block this specific attack, and as well as other attacks that this individual was doing. So it's very hard for me to describe the why or the how that I know all of this stuff. It's just messages that I was given and that I could just know intuitively were true. This is part of one of my gifts that I always have a hard time speaking to because I don't have a ton of words for it. And I guess you could call it psychic. I guess you could call it, whatever. It's just a knowing. And anyways, so I knew that it was true. I was able to basically get it to the point where this person was unable to do this again to anybody. And no, that does not mean that I killed anybody or that there was nothing like that. But the problem was dealt with, basically. And it really shocked me, and it really blew my mind, and it drained a lot of energy. And it's not the first time, actually, that I have opened up entirely to let spirit just sort of work through me for healing purposes, for protective service purposes, things like this. And this one was the most intense. And as one of the other ladies in the group gave me the words for, it was sacred rage. It was this rage that anyone could be so cruel and so heartless, that anyone could be so intentionally hurtful towards other human beings. It was just this absolute rage. But again, that sacred rage, it was not violent. I wasn't physically attacking anybody. It was not degrading another human being or bringing in any sort of unkindness. And that was a big shift. It was not a big shift. Like, that's not something I ever would have done, but it was a big transference of energy, I guess. And it absolutely blew me away. And when it was over, I was a limp noodle for like a couple hours. The timing was incredible, as usual. Divine timing was impeccable. My daughter left minutes before I had discovered what had happened and before I went into this sacred rage, and was like war dancing and war cries and channeling and all of this stuff. And just, it was very, very intense and probably would have scared her. And by the time I was done and I sort of laid there for a little bit, she came back from where she had gone and had missed sort of the whole episode, which is, I think, good.
I'm all about children being able to hold a lot of wisdom, being able to hold a lot of knowledge and stuff like that. But it shook me. So obviously, it feels a little intense to be sharing with a 13-year-old. Anyway, she was amazing. She made me some eggs and toast and stuff to refuel my body so that I could get up and shower and get all the sweat from the intensity of it off of me. And then I took a nap and it just all the things. I was able to, um, I put off my office hours for the next week or for the next day because I was like, there's just no way I don't have the energy. Everybody was super understanding. um, and just, yeah, it was a really intense day. There was a lot. And along with all the channeling and the intense and clear and powerful messages that have been coming through all morning, then to have this, it was just a lot. So, gave myself all the grace, gave myself the time to rest, all of these kinds of things. My ex actually, um, didn't inform me that he was keeping the kids longer. And normally I would have raised a stink like, hello, like you didn't even communicate that to me. No, you can bring them home. But instead I was like, oh, thank goodness. I'm exhausted. I'm just going to go to bed. So he kept them an extra night and it ended up working out perfectly. Again, divine timing. And again, everything and everyone and me being exactly where I'm supposed to be and trusting and believing in the healing aspect of what I do being just as important as the concrete and structural aspects of what I do. And just knowing that all of these pieces of support that I'm able to offer my clients, of protection that I'm able to offer them, of energy clearing, all of these things, that they all matter, that they're all really integral to my success, and to the success of my clients for that matter. And yeah, just today was really a lesson in allowing. It was very much trusting and opening up to, I want to say create, so not quite create though, co-create a powerful, powerful outcome. One that really blew my mind. So anyway, it's sort of hard to share about without sharing more details, but it's also not something I really want to share details of. Again, as it does not just include me, and I am not one to hold grudges, and I am not one to spread gossip and all of these kinds of things. So trying to keep it as as clean of all of that as possible. And also, it really drew awareness to the power and the momentum that was being built inside the container that was specifically attacked because of these ladies being my clients. So it just really highlighted that and was just more proof is in the pudding kind of thing where this never would have happened if we weren't a threat in the sense of becoming more powerful, becoming more aligned, becoming more well known and more visible and all of these things in what we're doing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that is what I have for you ladies today, or for you guys, I guess, not necessarily all just ladies listening. But thank you for everyone who is listening, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.